A most warm welcome to my castle. Such a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance, Mr. Kennedy.
Who the hell are you?
Me? Oh, please, call me Ramon.
Honestly, Salazar is the only character that was not improved in the remake. In fact, he suffered a downgrade in it. He is the only character that was made worse. Now don't get me wrong, I do love his new design, even if I miss the hat. And he is still wacky, wickedly charming, and cartoonishly evil, just like before, though to a lesser extent. The problem is that he has a lot less screen time and dialogue in the remake. In fact, some of his best lines / moments were cut, which is why his defining character traits feel less defined in the remake. For example, when you get to the clock tower in the original, there is a fairly long cutscene, 52 seconds long to be exact, where Salazar explains what they will do to Ashley, prompting Leon to call him a terrorist, which makes Salazar say that they have something planned for Leon as well, to which Leon replies with a knife through Salazar's hand.
She will join us, become one of us.
This is no ritual. It's terrorism.
Isn't that a popular word these days? Not to worry. We've prepared a special ritual for you.
This is a great cutscene, one of the best in the original in fact. But in the remake, it is gone, replaced instead with a much shorter cutscene, 16 seconds long to be exact, where Salazar simply commends Leon for not giving up and he commands the zealots to get rid of him.
You are nothing, if not unyielding, Mr. Kennedy. However, I'm afraid it ends here. Expel this intruder!
This pales in comparison significantly to the cutscene it replaces. Now a big part of this reduced screen time and the dialogue has to do with the fact that they removed the radio conversations found in the original. These are instead replaced by having Salazar talk to Leon via megaphones found in certain areas of the castle.
Salutations, Mr. Kennedy.
However, this only happens 3 times, while in the original he calls Leon on the radio 5 times, thus allowing him to get more dialogue and screen time. Additionally, we can actually see him on the radio. It's not just his voice like on the megaphones. So everything he says on the radio is a lot funnier, wackier, and more nefarious, since we get to see the expressions he makes as he talks. He gets to show off a lot more character. Plus, on the radio, it's actually a conversation, meaning that Leon talks back, which makes each interaction all the better, since Leon will taunt him or crack a bad, cheesy joke, basically anything that will get on Salazar's nerves, thus triggering him, which leads to some amazing and hilarious exchanges.
I've sent my right hand to dispose of you.
Your right hand comes off?
Say whatever you please. Die, you worm!
The back and forth banter between them just added a lot of comedy, charm, and personality to the original game. But since in the remake, Leon only really talks back to Salazar once through the megaphone, and it's not even anything that funny or witty.
Oh, dear Mr. Kennedy, you appear to have lost your companion.
She said meeting you once was enough.
How convenient, as I was growing tired of the modern Dutch. Let us play this game of ours in true Salazar fashion.
There is honestly no banter between them anymore, which is unfortunate. Now, Sadler also had his radio conversations with Leon cut in the remake, and unlike Salazar, he got nothing to replace them with. And yet, while I think that Salazar is worse in the remake, I think that Sadler is vastly improved in it. So what gives? Well, it's a matter of quality versus quantity. Sadler had his screen time decreased, but his character was made better. Therefore, the little screen time he gets is put to very good use by morphing him into a different and a superior version of himself. Salazar, on the other hand, was kept pretty much the same as far as character goes, but he had his screen time reduced. Therefore, the little screen time he gets is not put to good use, as in, he is not taken in a new direction or changed, or made to do something new and interesting. It's the same quality, but less of it. While Sadler is less of it, sure, but higher quality. It's like if you were to assign a point system. Character and the screen time are both worth 100 points. They both lost 50 points in screen time. But while Salazar stayed the same with 100 points in character, Sadler got 100 extra points for character. So in the end, in terms of net worth, Salazar lost value while Sadler gained it, which is ultimately why Sadler improved while Salazar got worse, which in turn made the castle section lack some personality and charm, since Salazar is a big part of why the castle is such a memorable location in the original. It's not all bad news though for Salazar. He is less annoying and obnoxious in the remake, which is a definite plus. And, better yet, his boss battle is vastly superior for two reasons. First, his transformation is so much better. Not only is it a lot cooler and more intimidating, but it also does a finer job of allowing him to show off his character and personality, since he is more visible. Additionally, while he did talk during the fight in the original, unlike Sadler, he talks a lot more during the battle in the remake, which not only contributes to him showing off more of his character and personality, but it also allows him to say some of his dialogue from the original that would have otherwise been cut with the removal of the radio conversations and with the alterations to the story and certain cutscenes.
You're nothing but an extra in my script, so don't get too carried away. Your biggest scene is over.
I don't ever remember being a part of your crappy script.
Well then, why don't you show me what a first-class script is like through your own actions?
You are nothing but an extra in my script, Mr. Kennedy. So don't get too carried away. Your biggest scene is over.
Leave me out of your crappy script.
Well then, why don't you show me what a first-class script is like through your own actions?
It also gives Leon plenty of chances to taunt and mock him during the battle, thus making up for some of the lost back and forth banter between them.
You worthless piece of filth! Damn you! Damn you! Damn you!
Watch your language, my lord. What would others think of you?
This means death! A slow, miserable death!
Second, instead of having him stuck to a wall, which is kind of lame, he is now able to essentially fly around, which is more epic and more dynamic. It makes him feel a lot more menacing and more intimidating. He feels like a true boss, like the true final boss of a section of the game. The result of all these improvements is a battle that is more engaging, interesting, difficult, and varied.